Welcome back, Helldivers. Hope you're all doing well, and I've got some news for you today straight from the development team over at Arrowhead. They launched a brand new trailer today for their upcoming Warbond, which launches on March 14th, and it includes all new weapons, all new armor, and more. And I'm going to go over all of the details on these weapons and armor in this video. Also, on top of this, Arrowhead has responded to your complaints about the nerfs and buffs that occurred with the most recent Helldivers patch. We're going to take a look at what the developers had to say, including some drama and controversy surrounding one of the developers' responses. And yes, that developer did apologize as well, so we're going to take a look at that. And I'm also going to talk about the meteor showers that have been occurring randomly at certain planets in Helldivers 2, and how these meteor showers actually affect objectives in the game. And I'm also going to show you one of the most powerful weapons as a result of the buffs in the patch, the flamethrower, and how you can take advantage of it. But let's first take a look at those brand new weapons, armor sets, and capes, and more that are part of that Warbond that is releasing on March 14th. So we're going to start off with the brand new primary weapon called the Arc 12 Blitzer. So this Arc 12 Blitzer is a shotgun, and boy, does it look super powerful. And this is the official description from the PlayStation blog. So it says, project an arc of close range lightning or charge it up to fire off powerful bolts. Good for taking out multiple targets and giving you more time to pick a celebration emote. So again, this thing is going to be insanely powerful. Now, moving on to the next weapon is the SG-8P Punisher Plasma. So this is another shotgun right here. And again, this thing looks so powerful, and it looks like it packs a punch as well. And this is the official description on this weapon from the PlayStation blog. So it says, exploding plasma rounds sound deadly because they are to aliens and allies. This modified Punisher shotgun is as fun as it is fearsome. So this one is going to strike fear in all of your enemies, and while you're at it, try not to kill your allies, because this thing, again, it looks super deadly. Now, the next one is the LAS-16 Sickle, which is energy-based here. And again, these weapons, they just look insanely powerful. And this is the official description of this weapon from the PlayStation blog. It says, a sweet laser rifle that fires in short bursts, and it doesn't need reloading. Just watch for overheating or shove a new heat sink in there. So this thing is going to be firing in short bursts, and you're going to have to manage that, of course. I'm curious to see how the recoil is on it. It doesn't look like it has a lot of recoil. It looks super accurate, so this one looks like a fun gun for sure. Now, let's take a look at the new pistol called the LAS-7 Dagger. Now, this one looks like a lot of fun as well, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Now, there's also a brand new stun grenade called the G23 Stun, which will obviously stun the enemies. And then we also have the 3 armor sets. And we got an official description on all 3 of these armor sets from the PlayStation blog as well. And this is them right here. So we got the EX-03 Prototype 3, which says includes a rubber underlayer for insulation. Handy, really, as this prototype's wires operate at a shocking 400,000 volts. And then we got the EX-16 Prototype 16. Warning, electric arc generates a strong magnetic field. Avoid use while near stapled paperwork. And then the final one is the EX-00 Prototype X, the end result of several billion super credits and 12 years of research into creating the Soldier of Tomorrow. Show us it was worth it. So yeah, let me know which suit you're going to be going with in the comments down below. And you even get capes as well. So tons of stuff in this upcoming Warbond, which is releasing on March 14th on the PlayStation 5 and PC. So lots of stuff to look forward to with this Warbond for sure. And now we're going to take a look at what the developer said in response to the community's criticism in regard to the most recent nerfs and buffs that happened with the latest patch. All right, so let's head over to the official blog post right now and take a look at what Patrick Lasota had to say. And Patrick Lasota is the head of product testing at Arrowhead. So this is his response to all of the controversy surrounding the nerfs and buffs that Arrowhead did in the most recent patch. So I'm going to jump over to this section of the blog post, which is about the primary weapons. And this is what Patrick had to say. He said, "First, I would like to speak to the general power of primary weapons. Many have commented that they aren't powerful enough and are unable to deal with all the enemies either by the amount of ammunition required or the raw DPS. This is very much intentional. You need to rely on your stratagems and the stratagems of your team to deal with all the enemies effectively, either by Eagle airstrikes, orbitals, support weapons, or turrets. Some of your loadout/team should be tailoring their loadout to killing the weaker stuff more efficiently. This doesn't mean that your primary weapon shouldn't feel good to use, but please understand that it is primary only in the sense that it's something you always spawn with." So this blog post, by the way, it's definitely had some negativity as a result. So the community has definitely been laying into the development team after this blog post saying, hey, what's the point of primary weapons if we just have to rely on stratagems? And the community has also brought up another really good point, that you need both a very strong primary weapon and stratagems in order to effectively take on the huge bosses like, Bile Titans in the harder difficulty. So you need actually a really powerful primary weapon and stratagems. And that is really what the community is saying as a response of this blog post. So let me know how you feel after reading that blog post. Now, let me take a look at this right here on Reddit. This is another response from another developer on Reddit. And this comes from Frederick E., who said, "I'm feeding the rage a little for my own entertainment here, just so you know." He then goes on to say, "We haven't nerfed anything into the ground. I just think it's a little too early to pretend like the game is figured out. We made two of the most brainless playstyles less viable and brought the guns that are overperforming more into line with the rest. The game is only a couple weeks old, so before we start making sweeping changes, we want everything roughly where we intended from the start. That doesn't mean we won't bring things up when we know more about how people play the game." So this post right here, it definitely rubbed people the wrong way, especially him saying, "I'm feeding the rage a little for my own entertainment." That definitely rubbed people the wrong way. And then he also said it was a brainless play style that they made less viable. So these two comments right there, it definitely rubbed people the wrong way, and I do understand that. So he actually responded again, and he actually had to apologize. He said, "I went a little too far with the trolling, but I said what I said." And he said, "I'm sorry if people took offense to it." So he did apologize about that. Now, there is one takeaway that I do want to mention in Frederick's post right here, and it's the last sentence here. He said, "That doesn't mean we won't bring things up when we know more about how people played the game." So he's not ruling out additional buffs again in the future. So my guess is that they're going to listen to community feedback. They're going to listen to the pushback by the community, and they're going to most likely, revert some of these nerfs they've done to these popular weapons that people really need in the higher difficulties. That's my guess at what's going to happen, and I hope we also see some of the other weapons also buffed as well, because as many people have mentioned in the community, many of the other weapons should have been buffed in this patch. I don't know why they weren't. So, that was another point that many people brought up in the community. Now, I found this post to be quite funny on the Reddit. This was posted by Kuronoko Best Girl. Hopefully I said that right. They said, what are we supposed to do with 5 Bile Titans and 7 charges spawning all at once on a tiny eradicate mission? How is this balanced in any way? So they feel helpless now that these weapons have been nerfed as a result of the patch. And, relying on stratagems in this situation just won't do the trick, especially against 5 Bile Titans. This is going to be an impossible task right here. So I do understand what the community is saying when they are complaining about these nerfs that were really unnecessary. We should have probably seen a lot more buffs. Now, the flamethrower did get a major buff. This was posted by Badass Min H. They posted this right here to show how you can take on chargers really well with the newly buffed flamethrower. You can see that the flamethrower is very effective against the chargers. So this is definitely going to become a new meta weapon, if you will, now that the patch has released. And many people have pointed that out, that, by them nerfing the other weapons, they've created a new powerful weapon, and I do wonder if the developers do this stuff on purpose. They purposely nerf weapons so that other weapons become more powerful, but still, I just don't see why they wouldn't go and just buff other weapons instead of nerfing the existing ones. So I do understand that perspective with the game. Now also, we got to talk about meteor showers, because as you all know, as a result of this newly released patch, we got some planetary hazards in the game, including fire tornadoes and meteor showers, and even more planetary hazards as well. Now, I have not run into fire tornadoes just yet, or meteor showers, but this was posted by X Dragonox. I think that's how you say it. They said the meteor showers are really pretty. And yes, by the way, these meteor showers can actually do damage to objectives. So they can do damage to objectives unintentionally, and then even complete objectives for you by accident as well. Now, I'm not sure if this is meant as a design decision. I don't know if this is supposed to be this way, but it's pretty funny when players have commented on their objectives being completed by these random meteor showers. But with that said, keep in mind, you don't want to be out in the open when these meteor showers show up, because yes, they can kill you after all. And I can't wait to see the fire tornadoes as well. I haven't run into those just yet. So if you do run into the fire tornadoes, let me know in the comments down below. Let me know what planet you see them on, because I cannot wait to see the tornadic activity happening on these planets. So that's going to do it for the video. Let me know what you think about the developers' response on the nerfs and buffs. Do you think they're going to go back and revert some of these nerfs that they've done? Do you think we're going to see more further buffs in the future? I do think we're going to see them scale back the nerfs and listen to the community on this for sure. But that's going to do it for the video, Helldivers. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you out there, and see you later.